Good morning. As a futurist, I am all about the opportunity of what comes next. So let's talk about the future. Let's talk about disruption. Let's talk about a world in which everything is changing around us at a furious pace. We have never lived in a period of time in which we have seen so many technologies come together all at once, which would help us to do the impossible. I am spending so much time with so many industries who are trying to figure out what do we do in a world in which suddenly the rules no longer apply, in which suddenly the industry that I knew and loved is being subjected to dramatic change. You're all hearing the phrase business model disruption. You all know that we live in a world in which organizations like Uber are coming along and changing entire industries. You know you work in an industry which is being subjected to very rapid change. And I want to take you on a tour of the future, and I'm probably going to terrify you with the speed and the scope of the change that is unfolding. And as I do so, ask yourself this message: how are you going to take these trends? Are you going to see these trends and see a threat? Or are you going to think like Chris suggested and think about opportunity? How are you going to turn the impossible into the possible? As a futurist, I always need to focus on the opportunity. Look, I can't walk out here on stage and say, guess what, your future sucks, it's over, forget it. You won't get a lot of repeat business. But at a personal level, I choose to focus on the opportunities of the future. And the reality is this: it's coming at us with staggering speed. The objects in the mirror are closer than you think. The challenges are vast. The trends are significant. The speed is staggering. All of us feel overwhelmed by a fast-paced future. And it depends on you, onto how you take this message. Some people see the future and see a threat. Innovators see the same future and see an opportunity.
Hey, futurist Jim Carroll, and this is a shout out to you if you are thinking about attending the Australian Entrepreneurs Alliance event this Wednesday in Australia. It's going to be virtual, it's going to be different, and I'm going to be a panelist talking about what you need to do to ensure that you can survive and thrive in these unparalleled times. Now, I'm hanging out down at Mission Beach, south of Cairns. Not really. I'm in Toronto, Canada. I'm going to be speaking to you from my Tuesday evening about the trends which are redefining our future. And look, I've been busy doing this on my own. I'm down here in my virtual broadcast studio, and I've had quite the rocket ride. My old life, I would be on a big, glorious stage like this, my name in lights, down in Las Vegas. I now find myself in this new and different world in which I'm hanging out in this little virtual screen down in front of you via virtual technology. But I've had to reinvent fast. You need to reinvent fast. That's what entrepreneurs do to get ahead in challenging times. I'm going to tell you my story, and I'm going to share with you the insight that you need, because it's all happening right here on my campus of creativity. This is how I've reinvented myself, by putting in place a sophisticated broadcast studio which can take my insight, my inspiration, my motivational message to people around the world, regardless of their circumstances. And I'm going to talk to you about the 7 stages of economic grief, because that's what we go through when we find out that our world has collapsed around us. With the events of the last several months, with the global pandemic and COVID-19, we've gone through the shock phase, we've gone through the anger stage, we've gone through the denial phase. You might still be stuck in these stages of grief, but what real innovators do, those who win, the 10% who become breakthrough performers, they move on to the acceptance stage faster. They focus on speed, they focus on agility, and they align themselves to the fact that we live in a world in which we are seeing stunning rates of change. And if you are not part of that, you are not going to survive and thrive in this new world. And so that's what I'm going to be talking to you about this Wednesday at the Australian Entrepreneurs Alliance. If you have not yet signed up to participate, you want to make sure you're going to be a part of it. It's going to be astounding. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be full of insight. And I'm staying up late on my Tuesday night in order to bring my insight to you from Toronto, Canada. Stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you on Wednesday morning. And that's a wrap.